Melba Moore. Welcome to the UK. So pleased and honoured to have you here. How are you?
Oh, I'm so excited, Simon. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent.
Let me slow my speech down. When I get excited, I talk too fast. I'm very, very, very excited.
No, you're definitely in great hands. So it's been so long since you've last come to the UK. I'm going to ask you some brief questions just to recap on what's been happening. Are you feeling great? What can the fans look forward to in over the coming shows? We're doing a UK tour, of course. For those of you that don't know, we're going to be
Very
in
first.
Manchester. We're going to be in Birmingham, and we've got a couple of shows in London. One at an event called Soul Network, and also another at the famous Jazz Cafe.
And I have a different outfit for each venue.
Absolutely perfect. So I'm going to take you back to the beginning of your career and let some of the fans know exactly how all of this began. I understand that you're from a musical family of Teddy Hill, who's a saxophonist, and also R&B singer Bonnie Davis, your mum, and also your stepfather Clement
Yes.
Mormon, who was also a big influence in your career. So how did it all begin for Melba Moore?
My mother was a single parent, and I was her only child, and so she traveled across the country singing professionally. And I'm going to kind of cut to the chase. She met and married my stepfather, Clement Mormon, who had a son and a daughter. And he was also a keyboardist, and they began to perform together, but they fell in love and got married.
Wow.
And so then I moved from New York City with my mom and my grandmother and my caretaker, because I had a nanny, because my mother was gone all the time. And we moved to Newark, New Jersey, and I had a sister and a brother. Then later on we had two more brothers. And since my father was a piano player, he made everybody learn how to play the piano. And mother and daddy rehearsed in the house, first as a duo, then they expanded to a full combo of bands. So we had a live band in my living room, and that's when I caught the fever.
Wow. Wow. Okay, so it was inevitable then. Basically.
Inevitable, yes.
Right, I'm going to take you further on. It seems like maybe the early part of your career, which maybe differs from some or many artists, I should say, started on stage. You did appear in a number of high-profile performances on Broadway. You replaced Diane Keaton, for example, in Here. You also won a coveted Tony Award for your role of Pearlie.
No, the character was Ludibelle. The play was Pearlie. I know it was before your time.
I beg your pardon.
And of course, most black artists started in church. I started on Broadway, you know.
Right, okay. And also Timbuktu with
yes.
Eartha Kitt. So take us through that period. That must have been an amazing time.
Oh, an amazing time. Well, my first occupation was music educator in the public schools of Newark, New Jersey. And I'm still a good teacher and a good nurturer, but it was in my blood already to try to learn, see if I could be a singing artist. And so I went back to New York City to do studio work. And who should I run into but Valerie Simpson? And she, before she married Nick,
Right.
were doing backup work, and they actually brought me into the industry as a backup singer.
Okay.
On one of the recording sessions, it happened to be for the Music for Hair, and they said they were still looking for strong black singers in the play. So I didn't audition because we were singing the Music for Hair, and they liked our voices, invited us to do my very first Broadway show, which I started out in the chorus, and then when Diane left, I auditioned for and got the female lead. That was my entree into theater. So it wasn't because I was so smart, but it was because I wanted to sing.
Right. Fantastic. And also, of course, the other roles as well.
Well, while I was still in the chorus of Hair, I didn't have a manager or an agent. One of the girls told me, she said, Mel, you don't even know how to audition. You need to start just going around and learning how it works. Well, the first play I went to audition for was Pearlie, and I got the role, and I got a Tony Award, and I got a career. So that's how it happened.
Fantastic. And I'm sure you're very proud to this day of that Tony Award. It's not something that's easily obtained, I understand.
I didn't know what it was then. I never heard of it. But all these years later, I understand it is a very, very powerful tool. If you say that you're a Tony Award winner, people respect that and understand that it's a great accomplishment, yes.
Okay, and how do you think that held you in good stead to further your singing career that you started on in theatre? Because as you say, many artists either begin in church or in the studio or whatever
Right.
it may be.
Well, it was a racial bridge because there's a lot of racial gaps back in the 70s when I was coming out. I think Pearl Bailey and Cab Calloway were the first people I know of to come onto Broadway then and do something so special. It was very rare to have happen. And if you were a Broadway star, like somebody like Sammy Davis or Diane Carroll, you didn't have a chance at an R&B career because there were gaps there. And record companies didn't even have black sales companies or black departments. So those opportunities came by the grace of God, not because, we knew what we were doing. And just love it and say, well, let me get out here, and you get to be in the right place at the right time and say yes.
Absolutely. No, that's absolutely fantastic. Taking you on then to some of those chart hits that we love so much and that we're looking forward to seeing performed live for the very first time in the UK, I have to add, courtesy of Soulgigs.com. A number of hits, number of 4 times Grammy nominated. Love's Coming At You, the UK fans will be very aware of. Keeping My Lover, Satisfied, just a little bit more with your protege Freddie Jackson, which was actually a #1 hit in the US, and also Fallin', which was another #1 hit in the US. And I shouldn't forget to mention as well, This Is It, which I think was your biggest hit right here in the UK. Some amazing tracks. I mean, you've had countless albums. I think it's about 17 at my last count. I may be slightly out.
Well, it's in the ballpark there. Yeah.
Actually, I've been corrected. 24 albums. I mean...
Well, we've had incredible composers and producers like Van McCoy, McFadden Whitehead, Kashif, Paul Lawrence, and some other really great songwriters and producers, which give us the bed or the foundation for interpreting the songs, and the combination, I'm sure, is what makes the hit.
Absolutely. And do you write your own? Have you written your own music over the years?
Actually, some of the songs that we'll be performing, I did help to co-write. Like "Let's Go Back to Lovin'," wrote with Bruce Hawes and Victor Kostarfin, and Gene and John. This is all part of the Philly International family that became part of the Hush Productions family. We started to manage a lot of those songwriters and producers. I helped to write "Let's Stand Together" with Gene and John. Promised Land. There's quite a few others where I was beginning to start to develop as a composer, and then life went another way, so I got to go back to singing.
Excellent. I just want to talk briefly about some of the collaborations that you've had in the past. I mean, some huge names that the UK fans will be very aware of. You collaborated with Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin, who I know was an influence as well on your career.
Well, Aretha was an influence on everybody.
Yeah, hey.
We're all fans. What can I tell you?
Absolutely. Jeffrey Osborne, Anita Baker, Stephanie Mills, Freddie Jackson, we've already mentioned, and actually together you recorded a song that's now referred to as a national black anthem.
Lift Every Voice and Sing,
Lift Every Voice and Sing. Yes. How was that, and how does that feel to be part of such an amazing and uplifting project? That
was amazing. I just, my manager emailed me the video, so I watched it after all these years. And first of all, Debbie Allen directed it. Lou Gossett did the the vocal message on it. Jasmine Guy was dancing on it. Is it Terry Arrington, which plays drums? Bobby Brown was on it as a kid. I forgot how cute he was and what a great talent he was back in those days. I could cry just looking at it because it was just, first of all, BB and CeCe Winans. I'm going to the Clark sisters. See what I mean? It was just really exciting.
Wow, amazing. And even now to this day, it's revered. So you obviously must be very proud.
Well, when you look back at it and you see how beautiful it is, you know that you were inspired. Yeah. And you say, oh my God, when can we do something good like that again,
Absolutely. Taking you further forward again, we're just recapping on a long and amazing career that you've had, and an unusual opportunity presented itself on Broadway in 1995 in what I would call Les Mis. I'm not great at pronouncing.
I'll say Les Miserables.
There you go. I understand. First black female artist to get a lead role on Broadway. And actually, when I was...
Well, no, not on Broadway. In Les Miserables. And the unique thing about that is not that about the racial issue so much, but Les Miserables is about the French Revolution. It's not about black people. So it's an unusual and great opportunity for a singer and an actress to play another nationality that far removed.
Wow.
So
that
means I was good.
Hey, and that was
Plus
in the role of Fantine.
The role of Fantine, plus the music is semi-classical. It's not R&B.
Yeah, yeah. You have, on the research that I've done on you, you have, I'm probably not pronouncing it right, is it a 4-octave voice?
Yes.
Tell us more about that. Tell us more about that. And correct me on my pronunciation, because I'm...
No, well, I'm not British, so I can't say it the way you do. We say octave, but that's American. Well, I've become a student of the voice, especially over the years that I lost my career. First of all, thank God I never lost my voice. But what I've noticed is that everybody's voice gets fuller and thicker as you get older. But the trick is to keep the top range. And so what I am grateful about my voice now, that I didn't like it so much in the beginning. It was tiny and thin and piercing. And I made it that way so you could hear me because I didn't have any strength of volume, but everybody thought I did.
Right.
But now it's full and round because I'm grown, okay? But the fact of the matter is, because I've refined my diet and my lifestyle, the range is actually growing.
Fantastic. I have to say, Melba, you are looking absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Glowing.
Thank you, yes.
The UK fans are going to be so pleased.
I'm getting ready!
that you're here.
I'm excited.
How do you maintain this great...
Well,
do you have a nutritionist and your own people?
No, I've been doing it on my own, but I didn't know if I would have the opportunity and that you would be the one to bring me back to begin this part of my life and career. But for the last 10 years, I've been getting ready. And I just hoped that if I would be healthy, if I would be holy, I'm a born-again Christian, if I would try to do things from his perspective, he would make me his bride. And he said his bride is without spot or wrinkle. He don't want no big, fat, nasty looking, wrinkled up, broke down bride. So I've been getting ready. That's really why I'm excited. I think it's a spiritual thing that then regrooms and remakes the body. Besides, for us, it's still Easter, so we're celebrating. You never saw anybody raised from the dead. It takes you a minute to get used to. So we're studying what this really means and developing into this new person. I think that's what you see. That's what I hope you see.
Well, like I said, you look absolutely amazing. So compliments to you for that. I'll take you into 2003. Another great opportunity presented itself. You acted alongside Cuba Gooding and Beyonce Knowles in the smash hit The Fighting Temptations. How was that as an experience?
Amazing.
Wow.
First of all, I don't really go to the movies that much. And when we were doing the choir scene, and Cuba did this triple flip. They had to stop the cameras.
Acrobat, isn't he?
I didn't realize that, so much of the comedy is so physical. I really had a new appreciation for his talent. And Beyonce, all I got to say about her, she makes everybody look short and ugly. Gorgeous and talented,
wow.
Hardworking, beautiful to work with. And then the other people in the film. I mean, if you see the opening scene with Ann Nesby and Shirley Caesar, oh my God, I just play that part over and over and over. The artists are just amazing.
Absolutely. I mean,
they really
Jordan,
are.
I think Angie Stone, there was quite a cast.
And see, what I think is special about, one of the things that's special about Fighting Temptations, it's just a simple little story.
Yeah.
But all the commercial movies that you see with the gospel scene, they're kind of fake and a parody, and somebody does like a break dance or something. They don't even do the holy dance. You know what I'm saying? But I thought Fighting Temptations had really, really, really great actors and gospel artists.
No, it was a great movie, absolutely.
Plus, I was very funny. Trying to get my Mercedes-Benz.
Right, I'm going to bring you further up to date. The release, you're actually currently working on a new project at the moment,
Yes.
and you are touring all over the States at the moment with a one-woman show that's called Still Standing.
Yes.
Tell us about this. We're right up to date now, and obviously you're working on a new album, and you're very much touring all over the States. You're now doing your first tour of the UK and performances. Again, really exciting time.
Yeah.
What's happening at the moment?
Well, with the CD, the single is called Love Is, and that's just released now, and we're working on putting the rest of the album songs together, and some of them are just going to be so incredible. And one of the things, because I didn't have a musical marketing tool, and I had to work and develop my audience and my popularity live, I really had to be kind of a vocal acrobat, and that's helped to keep my voice growing and strong. But on the album, I can just do great songs. I've kind of proved that I still have my voice and that it's better. And it's going to be different in terms of the power being more in the song and in the interpretation rather than me having to prove to you that I can sing. I don't mind proving nothing. So there'll be a couple of them with some long, high notes. But the rest of it, we'll see, because there are new composers around that I'll get to work with that I didn't before. The music has changed, and so, but it's going to be R&B, I would say, or urban contemporary would be the category.
Absolutely. Any surprises on that album? Any collaborations that might be on there? Any remakes of any songs?
I think everything is possible because we can be open. The music industry has blossomed so much. When I was coming up, you could really, whatever you had to do, you had to fit into disco or whatever the category was, but you can do so much more. Only thing you have to do now is you have to be good. You have to know who your audience is, and don't try to sell your audience who's buying apples. Don't try to sell them oranges.
Yeah.
And you have to fit in with the rest of the community. But I think they want to hear good music. A lot of people are saying that they're getting a little weary of music that's too electronic. So, but I think collaborations, different kinds of things that just kind of express, people want to commune. That's what music is for, But I know I'm a born-again preacher, but I won't preach at you. I mean, what am I? Christian. What am I? You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be expressing me. I want it to communicate, try to feel what people need to hear and want, and what would make them happy, and will make them plunk down their money for the record. Has to do all of those things.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to the release of that album. I mean, when was the last album release? It's probably going back quite some time.
Yeah, the last album, I think, was the Phil Perry.
Right.
Collaboration.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. So that's fantastic. I just want to let everyone know, actually, in order to follow Melba Moore, you can go to melbamore.com. Melba Moore does have a presence on the social networks as well. She's on Facebook under Melba Moore Official. And you can also find Melba on Twitter, which I believe is Melba Moore and the number 1. If you want to find out more about the shows that I'm doing as well, you can go to all the W's at soulgigs.com. Final word is going to go to Melba. As I said, we are on a UK tour. For those of you that may not be aware, we're going to be in Manchester at the Mint Lounge on Thursday 26th. We're going to be at the Drum in Birmingham on Friday 27th. We are going to be at a huge party in the City, courtesy of Soul Network on Saturday the 28th. And finally, we come back to my spiritual home, and somewhere I'm sure Melba's going to be very much looking forward to perform at, which is the world famous Jazz Cafe. That's on Sunday 29th. I believe there are limited tickets for those events available, and you can go to those venues to find out. They're on sale via Ticketmaster, HMV Tickets, and in Birmingham I believe they're on sale via theticketsellers.co.uk, and in Manchester via skiddle.com. So,
That was very good.
I'm going to leave the final word.
Buy them tickets, y'all.
I'm going to leave the final word with Melba Moore. We're so privileged and so proud that Melba is here. She's going to share great music with us, classics, some new material as well. So, Melba, I'll leave the last word with you. Just let the fans know what they can expect over the next few days.
Well, I'm going to look my best. I'm going to do my best. I'm not bragging, but my voice is much better than it was. And I'm so excited to show you what I've been working on and to meet your approval.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Melba Moore.
Thank you, Simon.
Simon Precilla, on behalf of Soulgigs, this has been Melba Moore, live in interview ahead of her UK tour, April 2012.